right, guys, there comes a time in everyone's life where they have to admit when they're wrong. And I was fucking wrong. Snow White is not a good movie. Now, I liked it. There's no, I'm the main person who says it's okay to admit that you liked something. That doesn't mean that thing that you liked was good. And sometimes, like especially nowadays, most of the times, the thing that you like isn't actually good, right? So I want to make this video as quick as possible. Yes, I was wrong. Throw your tomatoes at me. I don't care. But hey, you have to give me credit. At least I'm admitting it. So I held the position I held until I watched this Looper video where they talked about the dumbest changes of Snow White or whatever. The first thing that made me rethink everything, right, was the fact that they changed it to who's the fairest of them all. Who's the fairest of them all? And it's like an inner beauty, heart fairness, fairness of the heart, soul, and mind, right? Okay, cool. But in that sense, in that case, the queen was never fair, right? The queen was a greedy, showboaty bitch the entire movie. So how does it make sense that she was ever compared to Snow White? And if it changed at some point in the film, what their definition of fair was, we should have seen that, because now it just looks like a fucking glaring, gaping plot hole, right? For it to be fairness as who's the hottest bitch in town, to then turn to fairness as in, who has the most beautiful soul, right? Who's actually fair? Who's splitting the cake in half, right? That's what it is by the end. But, we would have needed to see and have a reason for it to switch, right? If it started off as who's the hottest bitch in town, then we would have needed to see the moment where it switched to know who has the most beautiful heart. And if it never switched, then, obviously Gal Gadot got one up on Rachel Zegler, whatever you want to say. That's an adult woman. Of course, she's more beautiful than a fucking kid, right? I'm driving, by the way, if you can't tell by the beautiful background noises. But if it's about who has the most beautiful heart, that should have never been Gal Gadot in the first place. She literally killed someone, right? She killed her father off screen, which, again, is another thing where it's okay, no flashback, no nothing. So I still stand by, some of what I said in my previous videos, that the parts that were good were good. The shit that they did with the apples, how at the end, Snow White becomes the apple, all of that stuff is still good to me. I think they really, put their foot in the symbolism and stuff like that. That was pretty good. But I can't get over the things that are fucking awful now. The second thing that I'm okay, this fucking ruins the movie for me. Ruins it. I'm sorry. The fact that the queen makes the forever sleep, makes it so True Love's kiss can bring Snow White out of that, right? Okay, so True Love kiss can bring you out of the forever sleep. And she imprisons Jonathan after seeing the necklace that Snow White gave him. She deduces herself that they're in love, right? And she imprisons him. Yet she killed her father to get what she wanted. So is this someone who kills to get what they want? Or is this someone who imprisons? It makes no sense. Why would you imprison the only thing that could bring your daughter-in-law sort of thing back to life? Why would you imprison him instead of killing him and then try to kill her? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. She should have killed him first. If she was killing anybody, if she was going to kill anybody, she should have killed Jonathan, the unprince, first. for this shit to make sense. Her plan just didn't make any sense. Like, for somebody who you want me to interpret as cold-blooded, cold-hearted, and will kill to get the things that she wants. What the fuck is wrong with this car in front of me? Like, go faster. You alive in there? Anyway, if you want me to interpret the evil queen as someone who will kill, you know, and try to get what she wants by all means necessary, why are we locking people in prison? With the huntsman, okay, I kind of understand, like, yeah, I told you to kill this bitch. You didn't kill this bitch, but not everybody can kill, and you are my loyal huntsman, so, like, I won't kill you, but you're not going to be walking around with the same, like, freedoms I've awarded you, because you've showed that you're loyal, but you're loyal to, like, an end, right? Like, you won't kill for me. Okay, you can go in prison then. That's fine. Okay, cool. He's in prison. But the love of Snow White's life, who you then go to make a potion to kill her, or I can't even remember what came first. Depending on what came first, it could be even stupider than that, right? It could be even stupider than that. Like, if she caught the prince after, ooh, fuck, I need to get back over. If she caught the prince after she made the potion, that's even stupider, but I can't even remember which way it goes, and it's not like the story rewards me for remembering much anyway, besides those nice symbols like the apple. The apple was the only thing that I would say was very well done. The apple and the, you know, revised love story, I think were well done. I do. There's some sort of emergency up on this street, so let's see. And this bitch is gonna let every car in front of her. Go ahead. Why not? Anyway, so yeah, I changed my opinion. Snow White falls apart. It's not good. Rachel Zegler is not what makes it bad, though, so I stand by that. I stand on that, 10 toes down. Yeah. Those are my thoughts. Those is my thoughts. If you disagree or agree, or you think I'm stupid for ever thinking there was something good about Snow White, then I don't know. Maybe you're just an asshole. Maybe that's a you problem. But you have to give me my credit for admitting that, you know, I overlooked plot holes. Not to mention the fact that, how the hell did the queen find the undwarves? How did she find them? Fucking Snow White fell down a hole to find the dwarves. The magical beings. The magical nightmare fuel creature people. You mean to tell me that the queen just willy-nilly waltzed around the forest and found them? Why didn't she find them before? It's just like little things like that. Come on now. That could be excused in a cartoon, right? Some of those little things could be excused in a cartoon. But in a live action, it's like, well, no, now you kind of have to explain your plot points a little bit better, especially if you're trying to make this realistic, right? I can't remember if I originally complained about this or not, but the original 7, gender non-conforming beings or whatever, they were so pointless in the movie. The way the castle was taken over at the end, that was also very anticlimactic. I said that in my original, so you can't say I'm backtracking there. I said that was very anticlimactic and not good. Like, we needed the dwarves kill the queen at the end of the original movie to just like show some like reciprocity towards Snow White. Like, she came into their lives, cleaned up their house, put like a little woman's touch in their lives, which, they were missing out on their whole life. So she did her big one for them, so they were gonna, in the original, they did their big one back for her. The reciprocity, fairness, right? Like, kindness going both ways. And that was very much lacking in this movie, in this film. Obviously, you can't say too much about Peter Dinklage fucking over the dwarf community. I very much think, and I said this first, I was the first one who said this, he only said that so other dwarves wouldn't be in Hollywood, so he could keep all the roles and whatnot to himself. Somebody mentioned it in a really good way. They said he pulled the ladder up behind himself. And I 100% agree that's what he did, because this could have been 7 little people, some maybe even more like attractive than Peter, some even younger, right? Like, he doesn't want that. He's the Hollywood dwarf, right? So little things like that we can't even really, complain too much about, because the only opinion Disney had at the time was Peter's. Who are they to tell Peter, like, hey, your offense is invalid, we're gonna cast dwarves anyway, so since that was the only voice they had, they went with it, and I feel like I can't blame them for that. Anyways, for those of you who are right, you guys are right, congratulations. I was wrong. At least I could admit it.